Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Sunday's video, Living on Less and Loving It More. Through the years, I discovered the less I have, the more I have, the more time, the more energy, and the more motivation. Less sometimes is more. I want to walk you through my day. This is a typical everyday for me. I get up and I light the oil lamps. I'm soon going to not have to do that anymore because it's soon getting lighter. But I still have the oil lamps. We got some raisins that were stored from 2019, vacuum sealed. I love my bread machine. So the bread machine I got for $3 a couple years ago at the thrift store. And I have all my basic bread mix that I made in Christmas time, which I absolutely love. It saves me so much time. We're just going to put it all in the bread machine. The bread machine's going to do all of the work for me while I do the rest of my chores. I would strongly advise you, if you love homemade bread, to buy yourself a bread machine. They're sold everywhere over the time when it is garage sales, yard sales, and thrift stores. You can get them so cheap. And they are a really big time saver. They also save money too because you're not buying so much bread. Today we're making raisin bread. At the end of every week, I go through my refrigerator and I look to see what foods need to get preserved or used up. This is a trick that my mom taught me that was passed down through her family. Now, I'm sure you've heard of this before, but she cuts up carrots and she would put it in salt water and it would last for at least 6 to 8 weeks in the refrigerator. So if you have any carrots that are going bad or they're becoming limp, this is a perfect way that you can keep them a little bit longer in your refrigerator. So all that I did was I cut them up and putting them into my glass jar. Make sure it's glass when you do it this way. You really don't want to have plastic with the salt water. And we just add a little bit of salt. I use Himalayan salt, but you could use whatever salt you wish. Right, so now we have our carrots that can store in the refrigerator. Because of the Himalayan salt to it, it will keep it fresh for a long time. Now I'm going to go out in the garden and harvest some parsley. I need to harvest that and then I'll put that probably in the freezer. Using the bread machine to mix up the dough makes bread making so easy. There's no mess, there's no fuss, and there's something special about having a homemade loaf of bread. So all we have to do is let it rise to its double and then we'll bake it. And that's what it looks like. So now what we're doing is I make my own dish soap. It is basically my laundry soap recipe. And I'll share those videos in the description box if you're interested. Not relying so much on the grocery store if you wouldn't have to is my goal. I love going to the grocery store, but if there would ever be a time where we couldn't go away like we're used to, I like learning the old skills and learning how to do things at home. And now we have dish soap for about 2 weeks. And it costs about 5 cents. It's really cheap. A bar of Zote soap makes 5 gallons of soap, and the Zote soap is only $1. So I don't even know if it's even that much for the dish soap. Kitchen's all cleaned up. Time to give the floor a good sweep. Life is all about jars. Picking up jars, putting jars away. All right, so the bread is rising, and when it is done, I'll show you what it looks like. Until then, I'm gonna start editing this video for all of you. I wasn't counting on the sun today. It said it was supposed to be mostly cloudy. The oil lanterns were lit. I made our bed. I did all of the domestic work that needs to be done early in the morning. Now I need to hang up my wash. That way it gets dry in time, because I can't imagine this sun is gonna stay out very long. It's a repetitious way of living. It's a slow living. It's a living that gives peace for me. I walk in the footsteps of my mother every single day. Yes, my life was different than my mother's, but yet my mother taught me so many things. Tessie, when you hang the wash up, use 3 clothespins when you're hanging up the shirts. Don't stretch that neckline. Tessie, make sure that you hang your towels up with 3 clothespins and don't stretch the hems. These are words that are always constant in my ear. Let's get hanging up this wash. I thought I would show you how to take this wax topping off of jam and jelly. So people ask me when I make these videos, how does it work? It's so simple and easy. You just stick a knife through the center and it comes right back out. Now you can reuse that wax if you wish. I don't, because I don't need to, but you can reuse the wax if you wanted to. Let's cut open this raisin bread. It's been sitting for about 2 hours, so it's perfect time to cut it. Homemade raisin bread with homemade jelly. It's absolutely amazing. And it baked perfectly.